The lily, the sweetest thing in my garden, on bush or vine or tree, is the snow-white shining lily that God has sent me. How wise He must be to make it, how good to put it here, for me to watch and care for, so very sweet and dear. There's nothing more fair and spotless in all the world I know. It is fairer than the moonlight and whiter than the snow. I love you, beautiful lily, made of the sun and dew. I wish that my heart could always be spotless and pure like you. And then your questions are going to be from this story, A Close Call. One bright summer day, Dustin and Jamie went down to the beach to dig for clams. Dustin's little brown dog went with them. He watched the boys a while, then he trotted off to see what he could see. The boys called him Pup, but Dustin was going to give him a better name someday. Jamie looked after him. I wish I had a dog, he said, but my mother says they eat too much. I had one once, but I had to give him away. Dustin said, he's pretty fine, all right. I wouldn't take $20 for him, but never mind, I'll let you have part of him, so you won't need another dog. When the boys had their pail full of clams, they ran to get their raft that they had made of some old boards. They pulled it into the water and began to float on it close to the shore. They had 2 small boards for oars. I'm going to be a sailor when I'm a man, said Jamie. I like to be on the water, don't you? Just then they had heard a loud barking. The boys looked around quickly. They thought it was a strange dog, but no other dog was near. There's something white out on the water, said Dustin. That's why Pup is barking. Let's paddle over and see. As they hurried along, they could see a little girl's black curls and white dress come up and then go down again. Dustin stood up on the raft and pointed to her. Go get it, Pup, he called to his dog, who stood barking on the shore. The dog dashed into the water and swam to the place where the little girl had gone down. Dustin and Jamie paddled as fast as they could. By that time, Pup had a piece of the little girl's dress in his mouth, but he was not strong enough to pull her up. It took only a minute for the raft to come up beside them. Both boys reached out. They pulled with all their might. At last, they dragged the little girl into the raft, but she was white and still. Her pretty dress was soiled and torn. What shall we do now? Said Jamie in a hushed voice. We'll have to go get someone to help us, said Dustin. They pushed the raft quickly back to shore. Then they called to one of the cars that were driving along the road nearby. They ran and told the man and lady inside what had happened. The man came and lifted the little girl into his car and drove as fast as he could to the hospital. I think she will be all right, said the lady as they waited in the room outside. And she was right. The little girl was well in a short time. The doctor phoned for her father and mother to come for her. Her name was Kara. Her mother told her many times never to go to the beach alone, but it looked so nice down there that she went anyway. When her father came, he thanked the boys and said, I am proud of you both. You knew what to do, and you did it quickly. We're glad we could help, said Dustin, but our dog did the most. I must get something for him, said Kara's father. What's his name? We hadn't named him yet, said Jamie, but he's a fine dog anyway. The next day a package came with a beautiful silver collar inside. On it was written, Fear Not. That's what we'll call him, said Dustin, and everyone thought it was a fine name.